We are back with #1 Countdown Rock. I'm Sammy. I'm here with Shinedown. Kick-ass band. What's going on, dudes?
Not much, man.
Thank you for hanging
out with you.
Oh, thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. Now, I read somewhere you guys had about over 40 songs written for the album in particular.
Yeah.
And how do you go about narrowing down tracks, man?
Well, it was a little bit more than 40. It got up to around 60.
Really?
They raised their hand. They really do.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the thing is like for this album, because it took a lot longer than the second album, going back to Us and Them, that took about 6 months, and then we toured it for a good 19 months. And then this one, we had a lot more determination on this one to make it sound as grand as we could make it.
Okay.
That's a lot of the reason why not only the songwriting took a long time and there were a lot more songs, because we wanted to have a lot more to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
We also wanted to see how we were going to design this record, how it, basically the flow was really important. And the subject matter was really important on this album.
So it's almost like when you sit back and you listen to all these tracks, it's almost like, okay, are you like trying to build a concept as you go, or is
to
it
a point, yeah.
What sounds the best?
You definitely want to figure out you don't want to be desensitized, you know what I mean? You don't want to get numb to what you're doing. You're an artist.
Right.
So you want to be able to project that in everything that you do, not only in the way you live your life, but how you show your art form.
Right.
But I always had a tendency to use a lot of metaphors with my words, kind of like painting pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is on this record, I was a lot more blunt. I was very to the point. There was a lot going on. The fact that we named the record The Sound of Madness had a lot to do with that, because it was everything that we were going through. And the madness isn't a negative thing either.
Right.
The madness is like living. That's everyday life. That's your alarm clock going off and you got to get to work. It's the sound of the city. It's having your best friend call you in the middle of the night because they're in trouble and need your help.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just about being alive and understanding that you have this gift, that you're here right now, and what you do with it's completely up to you. But the songs that actually was probably one of the easier parts of making this record, because really the ones that were going to be on the record, they kind of raised their hand. They were like, it's me. And then when you're putting the sequence together, how it's going to flow, like you said a minute ago, the concept, it kind of started to morph itself and show itself. But in all reality, doing 60 songs, every single one of them were demoed like a record. Mm-hmm. And that was an important part, because Rob Cavallo produced the record, and when we brought it to him and he was very down to do the album, it was a way of us being like, okay, here's the demo, but you got to beat this.
Right.
And he took that as a challenge, and he's a genius to begin with. His ear is extraordinary. And not to mention, Doug McKean, who engineered the record, who is phenomenal.
Right.
We had a lot of stuff working in our favor on this album.
And it is The Sound of Madness. It is mad all together.
Yeah,
Shinedown, you guys are awesome. Congratulations on the album, man. Now, if you haven't picked it up, man, run, do not walk. Go get the album. Also, they're on tour all summer. Go see them, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Very much, man.
Back to the countdown real quick at #3. Here's Seether with Rise Above This. You guys are awesome.